What is up, YouTube? We are back with another video. It is Relly, Devon, and Ish, and today we're going to be doing the full review of Sonic Frontiers. We're going to be going over the gameplay itself, the open zone, cyberspace, some of the story, and our experiences with the supersonic boss fights. So, fellas, by now we've completed the game.
Yes, we
So,
have. So anybody watching this, just know this video is not spoiler free. We will be talking about everything that we went through in this playthrough. So gameplay, right? Let's see.
sir,
Who wants? I'll just start off first. The gameplay is very refreshing from what we had starting from 2011. I'll say that for sure. Obviously, this is Sonic's very first open world zone type of game. People are doubting that it could work because he's so fast, so on and so forth. We all heard of that, but they made it work, and with a small team at that too. I really like how they designed the maps, the little islands. I do wish there's a little more variety on the islands as far as like traveling, traversing through them, but I think it was pretty well done. It's pretty well established. Um, Obviously, in the previous part one of our review for Sonic Frontiers, I did say that I had some issues with the 2D sections, specifically on Chaos Island. That's something I would like to touch base on for sure. But overall, I think the gameplay, it was pretty solid. I liked it a lot. The combat system was pretty cool. What I do wish was like a thing, because you do know in open world RPG type of games, there is obviously a combat skill tree. What I do wish that there were like some included passives as far as like skills or traits that be attached to Sonic's character. Like I don't know, like +2 and like I don't know, like jump height or something with this specific like combat move equipped. Like something like that, something a little like a trade off per se, if you will. Make people choose instead of just like collecting everything, which is cool. Having all the moves and the skill tree is cool, but like make people choose what they want until like they get to the point where they have everything. That's that's something that I want to highlight as far as like my experience with the game and the gameplay itself. What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I'll go. I mean, for the most part, I agree with you. I think for this to be their first time going into this new style, I think they did pretty good. Obviously, they have their flaws and everything, but and like you said, I mean, I think you can definitely see that it was kind of rushed a little bit. Um,
Oh, especially the end.
but
I think
Ooh.
towards the end,
yeah, definitely
I'll say
towards the end.
the first zone, the one that they've been previewing since like August, that definitely wasn't rushed. Like the first two zones that they've been previewing, I'll personally say like I feel like those were like really fleshed out zones, like in my opinion. But the last two, I was like,
Bro, it's
come
like, dude,
on.
when you really look at it, like when you look at Sonic games, bro, from like Heroes to Unleash, bro, there is so much variety as far as like stage types, bro. We have like casinos, we got forests, we got canyons, bro. It's like I feel like I felt I was in like the same type of area, aside from like the desert island, Ares Island, the one you have to rescue Knuckles on. That was completely different. What is like the other three? They're pretty much exactly the same, just different areas of like one island. It seemed like.
I mean, I would say the first and I believe the last one, I think they are similar because I think at one point, um, originally I believe it was supposed to be all one big island, and then later in development time that kind of got scrapped, so they split it into five. Um, I think I think there is variety on the islands. I think where the variety lacks is obviously in cyberspace, because only Green Hill, Sky Sanctuary, Chemical Plant, and the city, the new city level. Um, yeah, I think I wish there was more variety in cyberspace.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I think there could have been more in the actual open zone. But no, I don't think it was. I think it was enough. Like I don't think until I got to the end, I didn't feel like I was kind of doing the same kind of
Hmm.
like over and over again.
I feel
Um,
like towards the end they kind of had like a they didn't finish very strong, dude. Like that really, really, really blows me, bro. Like it really bothered me how they just fell off a cliff towards the end of the game. I don't know how that happened or where the budget went, bro, but it just completely fell flat. Nothing's going
I
to
don't think
change
it's
my
a
mind on that.
I don't think it's a budget issue. I think that
That was a joke.
and this goes for a lot of things, bro. Like a good beginning is easy because there's no expectations,
1000%.
but a good ending is hard because you've already like established the game, and now everyone's had this build up for the ending. So unless you like capitalize on that build up properly, it's really hard to
I
do.
mean,
100%.
That's why I believe that the first two zones were so good because it's like, all right, I feel where this game is going. All right, we're picking up, and then I hit Chaos Zone or the Chaos Island. I was like,
yeah,
No.
oh,
you right.
oh.
Yeah, that
I
it
was like,
changed
what
everything.
happened? So yeah, I mean, as far as open zones go, like I was saying, I feel like in the beginning, it's easy to have a solid beginning because there's no expectation going in. I feel
Yeah.
like at least for me personally, going into the Sonic game, I wasn't having like I wasn't even having triple A game expectations because I know this is a pretty small dev team compared to other triple A games. So I was like, all
1000%,
right,
dude.
I'm gonna accept the game for what it is.
Yep.
I'm gonna go into it, however it is, and I believe the first two zones were solid. However, the last two, in my personal opinion,
The
could have been
last
better.
two or the last three? You're including Chaos Island,
Chaos Island,
Rhea,
the one
and
like that
then
intermediate
Orleans.
island, and then the last one, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So I get to the last three. I mean, I just really hated Chaos Island if I'm being honest. I
That's
don't think the last one's
crazy.
too bad. You like Chaos Island?
It was all right. I hated it until I found out that I had to shoot the little flying bird to get to the other island.
Yeah.
Yo,
That
yeah.
took a
I
while
was
to
stuck.
get, bro.
Look at my VOD, bro. I was stuck on that for like 2 hours, and I wanted to end stream so bad. I was so
That's
miserable. I'm like,
crazy,
bro,
man.
how do I get to this other island?
Bro, I was
It drove me
recording one time,
crazy.
and I literally like sat there while recording just to look up how to get to the other island, bro.
No, I didn't even look it up because when I first got to the island, I tried taking the bird, and I'm like, dang, he don't even go that far because like he like crashed. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
you
okay,
you
the
really
bird
can't
doesn't
control
go
it
that
like
far.
that.
Yeah.
So, 2 hours later, I go back. I'm like, bro, you know what? Let me try this bird again, bro. Maybe I was tripping. I
There's-
try the bird, bro, and I get to the other island right away. I was like,
there's multiple
no
birds, dude. Yeah.
way.
Yeah. I mean, just kind of just going on what you're saying. It's definitely. I figure like I kind of was looking at the opposite. I was hoping that this game started off strong, just because I feel like this series kind of needed it. Just kind of just what we got in the past narratively, um, and I mean it did. Uh, but I think after the first island, I was like, okay, how do you keep this up, bro? Because it like I think the high that I felt after that first island was probably something that I haven't felt from this series since. Man, I don't even know, but like, and I mean we'll get to that in a minute. But I was like, okay, like how do you keep this up? The second island was blown away. The third island, even we kind of talked about it. Wasn't really a fan, and I wasn't necessarily didn't hate the 2D sections. It was just automated and it was forced, and that's what I didn't like about it.
Hated. I will say it now. I
Yeah.
hated the 2D sections, bro. And I don't know because I was just fed up with being on Chaos Island. I was already tired of it.
Yeah,
But bro, being forced into some of those 2D sections and I couldn't exit unless I like forced my way out
Yeah.
was miserable. I was
no,
like,
I agree.
oh.
I agree. It sucks because in the game, you can side loop those markers, those blue markers with the little treasure a box on it, and you side loop it. And usually it's either the treasure tokens, like it could be rings or just whatever. And on Chaos Island, most of that is just dash pads and all that stuff to put you in a 2D section. So like I can see where that comes from. But after you know I was iffy about Chaos Island. The boss fight, and we'll get to that in a minute, kind of made me warm up to it a little bit more. The fourth island, I mean, it really wasn't anything. It was more for lore and more to serve the story. But it was a lot. It felt like a kind of traditional Sonic level in the sense of platforming. And I really did enjoy that, honestly. I was kind of confused when I realized it ended that early, but you know, is what it is. I liked it for what it was. And then the last island, which I mean, I thought it was cool. It was definitely you had to grind a lot for it, but yeah, I think it definitely kind of fell off towards the end. But again, we'll get kind of more to the story and kind of that later. But
I kind of
um,
flew on the last island, Oranos Island.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that one.
I kind of
that's
flew on
that's
that one.
crazy. Well, no, well, honestly, I ended up getting by it a little faster than what I thought I was going to
Hmm.
because just because of the fishing, which was actually crazy because I didn't even find big until that last island, and I think for me to,
Really?
I think for the last part with Sage before you get the the last Chaos Emerald,
Yeah.
I needed like 45 like tokens or something like that, and I was not forever. I just wasn't finding them, that often. And I'm like, I want to finish this game now. I'm like, I'm already at the end, bro. It was like 3 in the morning. I'm like, I'm already here, bro. Like, I already know this is the end. And I found it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go get these purple tokens, bro.
Bro, you
I'm
know it
just
would be
calling
a
it.
really good idea to have done?
Mm-hmm.
Just go to Big the Cat and start fishing. Just get all the tokens, bro.
No, that's literally what I did.
That's literally what I did as soon as I got there, bro. As soon as I found the portal to Big's fishing spot, I just started fishing, caught everything, and just
Yeah.
ran through it. Because I was just getting tired of running back and forth, getting like tokens and stuff. And as
Yeah.
far as like gameplay goes, I actually like the fishing sections. I like the music too. I like that they included Bait
Love
the
the
Cat for
music.
the once, man. That's a really nice touch they put in the game, bro. I can't argue with that. I can't say one bad thing about that.
I think they embraced all the Big the Cat memes because if if it was what it was from Adventure One, then people would have been riding. But they did it in a way. There was no reason for him to be there. And he even said he don't know how he just found it. He
Yeah,
just started fishing. So
yeah.
I know I was cool with that. But I think also just going out of open zone and to the combat. Um,
The combat was crazy good, bro.
no, I think no, I really enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting it to be no God of War or Devil
Yeah.
May Cry, just Bayonetta, type combat.
Hmm.
Skill tree is pretty small for what it's worth, but I think it works. I think in the next game, and again we'll talk about that later, if they kind of cut down on the more like cinematic, because I think a lot of moves are kind of like take a little minute to get going. I mean, they look cool, but I think after a while, it kind of gotten a little annoying to me. So they kind of cut down on the whole cinematic part just a little bit. I don't think it's not a deal breaker or anything, but if they cut down on that, and just kind of just add a little bit more to kind of add to because Sonic can do a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah.
So if we can add more to his, a little bit more, I think they're stepping in the right direction.
I can get
So
behind that. I mean, this is the first time they've ever done something like this. I was expecting it not to be perfect, of course. That's one thing. I'd say the animations did lag a little bit as far as like getting through stuff quickly.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the first time they've done something like this. I'd say it's pretty well established. They can definitely build off of that. And like I
yeah,
said, if they can include like some like in game traits for Sonic to have, as far as like equipping these skills, that'd be nice too. I like it got kind of boring per se, just like getting the new skill and just practicing it and before me on enemies. I mean, yeah, that's cool, but it's like, I mean, there's no really like passive skills that
yeah.
Sonic really has.
And I won't even lie to you, like a lot of the skills I ended up gotten, like some of the last ones I got, when it was time to actually fight, like I kind of just forgot them to the point to where honestly some of them weren't even necessary. So I didn't just use them. I mean, it was cool that it was there,
Yeah.
but I think I'm forgetting, but between the quick side loop, the stomp, uh, I forget the projectile. I think it's called Sonic Boom, and the tornado kick. I think that's all I really
Uh,
used, to be
I use
honest.
the homing shot a lot and the stomp a
Oh yeah,
lot. I use the
yeah,
stomp
no,
a
there's that
lot,
mm-hmm.
too.
bro.
Yeah.
But also, I think something they could work on too is that a lot of it, Um, I think it's cool that they're kind of all mapped to different buttons. I mean, back then, a lot of Sonic games were kind of mapped to the same button. Um, but I felt like a lot of times there were times where I was trying to, and I forget which was which, but I was trying to like um, boost or try to like boost out of the way or kind of like dodge, and then I would end
Mm-hmm.
up doing a move that
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to do.
It's like the R2 and X one, I believe. It's that one or something, or the R2 and circle one. It's one of those two.
Yeah,
And yeah, I saw I was doing that a lot, and I was like, bro, dang it, I wasn't trying to do that. Yeah, that happened a lot to me too. But I
yeah,
mean, uh,
Could,
yeah.
wait, was there a way to map the buttons as far as like the moves, the skills? No,
I
there wasn't, right?
no,
uh,
I think that's only for like
The actual
um
movement, right?
yeah, I think that's for
Okay.
actual
yeah,
movement. With but again, I it wasn't something that I don't think actually killed me or anything like that.
Mm.
It got annoying sometimes, but it was okay. Um, I do kind of want to segue into the cyberspace levels.
Let's talk about cyberspace, fellas. Yeah, let's actually do that one time, man. Because I have a few things to say about cyberspace. I say arguably the most unpolished aspect of this game, easily.
which is crazy because they've already had this like in other games
Bro, they
before.
had this
This
formula
type of
set up
zone
for
since for
years.
years. So I was kind of like confused. I'm like, bro, why did y'all change this? I mean, it wasn't really anything that needed to be changes. You just smack the wow, my brain is losing me.
Generations
Sonic
gameplay. That's all you
not
had to
even
do.
generations with the I mean, yeah, generations works too. But wow, my memory is fading. It's been a long finals week, bro.
Nah,
Werewolf
you're
Sonic.
good.
Sonic
Oh,
Unleashed.
unleashed,
Yeah.
unleashed.
My brain is fried. But nah, bro. Those I was really expecting a bunch of those, bro. Like a bunch of just like even though sometimes it's a mix of the 3D and 2D, I personally like that when I was playing Unleashed. I was expecting a lot of that. I hated that there were like levels where it was like only 3D and then only 2D. I was like, bro, where's the mix up? Where's like, some of that? There
Yeah.
was too many levels for them not to have that. So I
I
was like,
think
okay, bro.
I think to what both of you were saying about cyberspace being I mean it would have been kind of hard to put two different gameplay systems because I remember I said that in the last video and I wasn't sure kind of how that would work because even if they had like something like colors or something like that like as far as controlling it would have been way easier. I mean, I'm not a fan of how cyberspace controls,
Yeah.
and I
Mm-hmm,
don't think a lot
mm-hmm.
of people really are. Um, but it was definitely hard for them to put two different kind of gameplay styles, if that makes sense. I think they did away with the boost altogether to where you don't just run through enemies because that was a major complaint in Forces to where literally you could just hold square and just win like that. So it kind of like something I mean I kind of appreciate. I didn't like it at first, but I appreciate it more as I played. You kind of had to think a little bit quicker, and make decisions instead of kind of just running through it. So
Oh
you
no,
don't
for
play
sure.
yeah you don't play kind of like mindless,
Oh yeah, for
which
sure. No, that I understand. That
mhm.
I 100% agree with that. For
But
me, like you were saying, like mix it. Like they can't mix 3D and 2D. Is that what you were saying?
They did
well,
it
I mean
perfectly in Sonic Unleashed, bro.
what I was gonna say is that they should just you know get rid of 2D altogether in 3D Sonic. I think they should just leave that to classic Sonic, Sonic Mania. Like that should be his thing. Um, I mean, it wasn't all bad, but like I just don't think they really knew much of what to do, and I think that's kind of why you've seen a lot of which depending on who you ask could be a bad thing. A lot of reused assets. I think the very first level I believe is cyberspace is literally when Jesus, what's the first level from Sonic Unleashed? It's literally that level 1-to-1. Like it's in Green Hill, but if you look at the level, like it's literally that level. There's there's one literally it's Generations, Green Hill Zone, Sky Sanctuary, Generations. They have some Sonic Adventure too. I know they have Sky Rail in there
All right, hold on,
a
wait.
little bit.
My thing
Okay.
is, why did they put Skyro in the game? That
I
wasn't
mean,
even Sonic's level. How does he even know
no,
that
no,
exists?
okay, now that, yeah, I get that. I was cool with it. I didn't think about it in that way. I was cool with it in the moment just because it was something different to what we've been getting. Like we always got the same thing, the
Yeah.
whole time. So when I seen Sky, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, I love Adventure 2. That wasn't Sonic's level, obviously, correct. Um, honestly, we got something like, well, no, they had Green Forest in there. Actually, they did have Green Forest. Um, they
I,
had Metal Harbor in there too.
yeah.
They had Jesus. Um,
I
I'm
do
going
not
through
like
it.
the stunt they pulled, bro, because they did the same thing for the 3DS version for Sonic Generations. They put Sonic in Radical Highway. Like, why?
No,
I mean,
I mean,
I mean,
I see what they were trying to do, but like at the same
What bothers
time,
me is that in the story they specifically established that cyberspace is based off of Sonic's memories. They just they messed up the continuity with that because Sonic never been to either
yeah,
of those places.
yeah.
That's the only thing that bothers me. Like I'm fine if he were there. If he's not though. So like how is this? How does that make sense?
yeah, I don't, you know, I don't think is. You think about it, I'm like, okay, like that kind of it contradicts what the end game reason was. I mean, I just like that they include this guy, bro. But I completely agree.
That's valid point. I mean, I liked it. I really did. But if we're like as far as like keeping things completely like together in the continuity of the game
Oh no,
itself,
for sure, for sure.
that's
Yeah,
one thing that completely like
yeah,
disregards it.
yeah. I
Mhm.
do wish they were going to continue to. I like the fact that they were using SA2 levels because I mean, outside of City Escape, they really didn't um,
Yeah.
reuse those levels that much. But even like, I don't know if they use any Adventure One or even Heroes like that much. But if they were gonna do that, I think they should have did more like other games that didn't get as much love. Like then, like hell, like
Sonic
even
Rush Adventure, bro. Since you want to add so much 2D side scrolling sections, really?
yeah.
Bro, if they
So
would have added a Sonic Rush level, I would have lost my marbles. It
Yeah,
would have been
bro.
crazy.
yeah, so
Would have gone crazy.
but what I will say is cyberspace. It did grow on me. I think.
I disagree.
I mean, I still don't like it that much, but I think once again I beat the game and kind of like had to speed run it. I don't know if you guys played, but World 1, 2, Cyberspace, the Sky Sanctuary one, um, that
In
is
my
the hardest one
opinion,
to S rank.
yep.
But
Worth it.
once I kind of got the hang of it, I felt accomplished after S rank. I'm not even gonna lie to you, um, because I've just been watching people. There's so much stuff that you can do, like, and I can understand if you play it like, and you don't want to do that just because how I can control. Like, I completely understandable.
Mhm.
Um, but it definitely grew on me. Again, I wish it was a little bit better,
Yeah,
but
I do like the design of making you go back and do it again to get everything.
yeah,
Make it replayable by adding more objectives to instead of just blasting through to get to the finish. That was a good touch they
hmm
did.
Hmm.
I say for
Hmm.
sure.
yeah.
I agree as well.
So, is there anything else you want to touch on as far as gameplay?
Cyberspace. I'm done talking about cyberspace, bro.
Really?
I mean, I said what I had to say, bro. I just think that, and this doesn't even go for Sega. This goes for any company. Stop getting rid of things that work. If something works, keep it. No one's like, if no one complains about something, keep it, reuse it. But for them to, come and add things and change things that a lot of people weren't really like asking for, in my opinion, I was like,
I
I
mean,
guess.
let's
Luckily,
be
but
real.
Sega, but I'll say this though, I will compliment them. They did it right. They didn't go too far off the rails to where it was unenjoyable, right? Like I could still enjoy the game. Frick! I could still enjoy the game, but there were still just some things that I was like, they could have just kept this how it was. Okay, this was like this in other games. Why isn't it like this now? And it worked back then. Why couldn't they just keep it now? So it wasn't crazy. Like it wasn't a deal breaker for me, but in general, I think that games should stick to their formulas and like what made them originally fun rather than always trying to stray away from that intentionally, in my opinion,
Okay,
or like forcing change.
so I'll challenge. So I'm gonna challenge you on that, right?
Hmm hmm
Because what realistically, and I thought about this too. You know, I think the Sonic fan base in general has so many different fans, like different generations. Like I think we classify more as the adventure fans. That's kind of
The
like
Dark
what
Age
we,
fans
yeah,
is what they
that's what
call
kind
it.
of like that's what we grew up with. I mean, I think we like most of the games for what they were anyway, but
hmm
um, what classifies as a Sonic game to us may not classify to somebody else because they've done
Oh,
something
for sure.
differently almost every time, right? So like you have the classic games and you know 1, 2, and 3. I mean NCD. That was their own era. Then you had the adventure, and I guess you can include Heroes into that too. Um, like that was his own thing, and then and oh 06 is more adventure. So you can include that too. Um, but then you move to like the meta era, colors, um, generations, Lost World, Forces. Like there's even like Black Knight and Secret Rings. Like there, it wasn't for a time that it was too long of them doing the exact same thing, and I can respect that. Like, but you know, it's got to be worthwhile. So
Yeah.
you like what is a Sonic game at this point? Like I think that's what they're
Oh,
trying to figure out now with this game.
yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
so
just talking about like feature wise, like in terms of like specifically cyberspace, if it's gonna play, feature wise, like what they've already had and the formula that worked for them with Adventure 2, Unleashed, Generations, why stray from that if it
oh,
worked?
you're saying like level design.
Level design.
Oh,
I mean, the gameplay, in my opinion, played relatively similar for all of them. It wasn't too crazy off the rails, and even for Frontier, it's not too crazy off the rails, but it's just a little bit more than I would have wanted. That's just me personally. So like some of the levels I was finding more unenjoyable than enjoyable, but those ones that I did like that gave me that feeling, I was like, all right, this feels like like this feels right. So
okay. No,
there were just some levels they were doing that with, rather than sticking with the formula and making every level in like as enjoyable as the other one. I
yeah.
don't like that there's like they like do these compromises where like, nah, this level just has to suck. Why does this level have to suck?
I
It
don't
doesn't
think
have
that's
to
what
suck.
I don't think that's what they went in like. Yo, we're gonna make this
Man,
level
it
so
feels like
trash.
it with some of
But
these levels, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
I
But
get you.
just
I
some
get
of
you.
them,
I
just
get you.
some of them. That's
I,
my that's like my
I get you. I get you. I get you. But yeah, I mean, as far as again, as far as gameplay, I think we all think this is kind of a step in the right direction.
oh for sure. Absolutely.
Especially for the first try. I think it
Thousand
was
percent, bro.
good. So
Absolutely.
let's move on.
All right,
What do you guys
so
think
we're
about the
gonna
story?
hop into this. Yeah, yeah. There we go.
Shit,
Not
my bad.
you good, bro. You good, bro.
My bad, bro.
But yeah,
I
so
know.
let's hop into the story though, for real. So, what do you guys? What are your thoughts on the overall story? This includes like any mini cutscenes that you went through that didn't really have like an effect on the main story, but like just anything that as far as like dialogue or like in-game dialogue, and just the story in general. What do you think? Like is it a good story? Do you think it fits with the continuity of this the current Sonic franchise? Is it something you would like wanted to see going down the line as far as like how they carry it out with the different interactions and sort of brought more personality to said characters?
um, Riley, you wanna go first?
All right. I think is a very good step in the right direction, story wise.
Valid.
I think that um it's a little bit above average compared to the other Sonic games I've played before, story
Colors.
wise,
Colors is trash.
because it incorporated not only its own story, but it also was kind of touching on a lot of the previous story we've already experienced before.
Yeah.
And even some people who haven't played those other games, they might have seen that and gone, and now they have an understanding of the characters' past and
Yep.
what they're like. So I think that is very important in every game that there should be some touches of information on what their past was like so that we can understand why they do the things they do, why they act the way they act, and why some of the information ties together.
Yep.
So I think that they did a really good job doing that in this game. Even though, you know,
I agree.
actually no, even though I think it was just pretty good. I really don't have anything.
So yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off you real quick. So again, and I feel like this is just a common theme, but compared to just what we gotten before, this is just leaps and bounds. Over it. This isn't. This I'm not gonna say this is like a cinematic masterpiece or whatever,
Yeah, that's
but
probably my even though. That was my even though. It's not like a
but
cinematic
but
beauty or
no,
anything
but
like
no,
that.
it is good. And one thing I will say before I just kind of going a little bit more, but one of the YouTubers I watch, some call me Johnny, because I couldn't put this into words, and when he said it, it made sense. So when I was first playing the game, just even like all the stuff they were referencing and stuff, the way he said it was like I felt validated, like being a fan, if that makes sense. I'm like a lot of stuff that they reference. I'm like, yo, bro, I freaking played this game, or like stuff. It felt good, kind of like them taking
Yeah.
themselves, taking that stuff serious, and not kind of shying away from everyone's favorite game, Forces. Like even what happened with Tails, and kind of just how he acted in that game, especially with all the development he had up until then. Um, it it definitely it's definitely like leaps and bounds. Sage, um, I kind of knew that she wasn't going to be a bad guy kind of from the jump a little bit kind of into the first island. I kind of figured like she
Sage's character
um,
bothered me a little bit, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I
I
well
I love Sage.
Sage is definitely one of the better characters to be in the come into the series since who am I thinking right now? Since
Silver.
Silver, yeah, I was gonna say since Silver, bro. Um, I I liked her. I think she was cool. I think there's one one cutscene, and I think you guys may know what I'm talking about. But well, actually, no, we'll get to that in a minute. Just from the characters in the game, let's kind of go from there. So the first island has Amy, and I won't lie, I don't think I really understood. Um, I kind of understand, but I don't at the same time. So I kind of want to replay to kind of get a better understanding about it. But I think um, I liked, or it was cool to see like kind of how she clashed with Sonic, and kind of like how she wants to show compassion for everybody. That one cutscene where Sonic was like, do we have to keep helping the Cocos or whatever? Like, I'm trying to help Tails. Like, you're still like this or whatever. And Amy was like, um, what did she say? Basically, she was just challenging Sonic, kind of like on his morals and
Yeah.
stuff. It was definitely way different to what we gotten before. I think everybody in that game, low key, was depressed. Like at one point, especially Tails. But again, I gotta play through it again to like fully get it. I didn't really understand that much, but I do like the direction that she is going in though. Knuckles. Well, first of all, I feel like I've been talking for way too long. Do y'all want to, go ahead and say something?
Nah, I
I,
was
I
gonna
was about to let
say
you
so.
slide for real, bro. Like you was on a
Oh,
roll, bro.
all right, bet,
Nah,
bet,
when
bet,
you
bet, bet, bet. Knuckles. I feel like we can all agree of just these past um, dang near decade, bro. He really hasn't really been getting done justice as far as his character. Um,
Especially
just
that
in the
that
games.
prequel animation they released before the game dropped. That was perfect.
Yeah, they no, they definitely. I mean, once I seen that, I kind of knew. I'm like, okay, like they're kind of serious about the this
Yeah.
whole thing now. But the past couple years, we kind of really haven't been seeing that. He's kind of been one dimensional.
Thanks to Sonic Boom
I mean, more or less maybe.
and the Uganda Knuckles memes.
Bro,
I mean,
I like Knuckles as a comedy character. He was
yeah,
great.
I mean, and
His
yeah, and
comedy
boom, it
relief was
worked.
good at
It
the
was a
time.
comedy.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it affected him in the mainline games, but we're gonna keep pushing. Um, I think the story in general, I like how it's kind of like centered around the lore of Sonic Adventure, and as an adventure fanboy, like I'm gonna eat that up every time.
Yeah.
But um, but just kind of going back to Knuckles,
Mhm.
even because towards the end of the second island, he was talking about like thinking that he was alone and felt like he was alone because his freaking tribe got deleted. But like I think I like how they're kind of setting him up to kind of like be more free and kind of like kind of do his own thing. He doesn't have to be stationed at one post the whole time. Like
Yeah,
Sonic tells him like go on live a little, bro.
I agree.
Um, but I mess with that. And then Tails, I think that was my favorite part. I didn't like Chaos Island as much as the other islands, but I think narratively I liked it a whole lot more. Even when kind of Tails, again he dropped the bombshell about how he acted with Infinite, um, and kind of like he, in the cutscene he asked like, Sonic, am I a burden to you? Um, And again, that's kind of another one where I kind of felt validated a little bit because Sonic was like, "Yo, you brought me out of prison. You saved me from the Deadly Six." I forgot the other thing he mentioned, but he's saying all these things like, and then again goes back to them not running away from the mistakes they may have made in the past. Sonic team in general,
Yeah.
making the mistakes they made in the past, and kind of wrapped it up in as far as with Tails is kind of like, yo, first of all, the man's 8 years old. But
Somehow.
right. Um, but like, you know, you're growing up, bro. Like sometimes you're gonna need help. Like you're not gonna be perfect. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I really like that, and that was the best cutscene in the game for me. Um,
Even made Sage cry.
even though that song, I'm not that. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was trying to vibe with it, bro. I really was. I really was, bro. I really tried. Um, that okay, so yeah. So I really tried to vibe with it, bro. I really did. Because
That
I'm like,
song was, bro. Oh my goodness, dude.
we don't even have to talk about it. But
No, we're not
you
going
know,
to, bro.
but you know,
Yes.
you know. I was trying to vibe with it, bro, because the cutscene, it was beautiful, bro. Like again, it really felt like they're setting these characters up to, for fingers crossed in Adventure 3. Um, but it's just something, something different, kind of a new beginning for these characters.
Yeah.
Um,
I think what I really like as far as like going back to like your Knuckles, his story arc on the second island I think was very important as far as pushing the overarching storyline because we learn more about his past and his connection to the creatures that are just like chaos from SA1. He gave
mhm.
us more information on that than we would have found on our own, and I think connecting his story arc in the game with the overarching story is what's really was a really good touch. And I don't think they did that with Amy. I don't think they did that with Tails either, if I'm not mistaken. It was really just Knuckles.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean that was more like his tribe. Him and like his tribe. I mean, the Master Emerald obviously is tied to Knuckles. He's the guardian of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Um,
I really like
yeah,
how they just gave him that like that moment for him to like explain everything and sort of like
yeah,
feel like what had happened and stuff like that. And now he felt bad for like the soldiers dying and stuff like that. It really like highlights his character, like
yeah,
as a protector.
yeah. So no, 100%. I agree. Again, and then, we can go back to. Well, I know you said something about Sage.
Bro, Sage. Oh my God, bro, Sage. Like, bro,
Don't hate on Sage. Don't hate on Sage.
bro, Sage's character, okay,
Don't
her
hate on Sage.
attitude, her the way her character was made is totally fine. I have zero issues. What
Good.
bothers me is how the lines they gave her, how they set her up in the
Perfect.
story to talk to. No,
Okay,
no,
no,
they're
oh,
not, bro. They're
Okay.
not.
Okay.
Okay,
Do you know? Do you know
Wait, no,
the
no. Let him.
vibes I get?
Wait, hold on.
bro,
Okay, yeah.
bro, bro,
All right,
bro.
go ahead. Cook.
Let him.
If
Let
you
him cook. Let
really
him cook.
pay
Let him cook.
attention to what she says to Sonic
about to go
every
in.
time they interact, it's like she's telling him to stop this and that, but she does nothing to stop him.
What
It's
did
like,
she do to stop him?
why are you? She could have killed them, man. You know that very well, easily, dude.
I don't think she. No, I don't think she's gonna kill him.
What
She
I'm
can
saying is
control.
she could have, bro. She could have. Is what I'm saying. Is
She
why
tried
why do you
to.
continually have her like just pop up out of nowhere, have this random conversation, and get nothing done? I feel like it progressed nowhere. Sonic just keeps doing what he was doing with his friends. Like she's just
So
like there doing
okay.
absolutely nothing.
Are you talking
So
about like in the game dialogue where you can like run around the map and find her?
No, I'm talking about
no,
the
the,
actual
the
story,
like the
The
bro.
story
main the
in
main.
general.
Yes.
So no,
Okay.
I get what you're saying. Where I think where
And then her
my
memories,
mindset.
bro. It's like from the past hour and a half. There was no true memories. If they included some cutscenes that weren't already in game that we saw, I would have felt a little bad for her, but I didn't because I saw everything that
She
happened.
has no
Literally
memory,
30.
bro. Wasn't she created?
I feel
She
you,
was
bro.
created once they got
1000%.
in there.
One
I
thousand
mean,
percent. No, that's different though. That's different because I feel like there was some sort of time skip. Because there's no way she has this whole connection with Dr. Eggman. Obviously, that's his daughter, quote unquote. But we could have had some more background knowledge about that. He kind of just dropped
no.
that bomb.
Well, Eggman technically made her.
I get that, bro, but we don't see that. We don't
We do see
understand
that in
that
the beginning of the
relationship.
game.
Okay.
No,
So
Sage wasn't there until the beginning of the game. That's when Sage was like
no.
existed.
I mean,
Unless I'm wrong about that.
she's the one who pulled him into cyberspace. So, but
So
I
she
get
pulled them into cyberspace.
so yeah, she that was her. Because he was about to get cooked in the beginning, and the only way to save him
Yeah.
was for him to be in the cyber. That was her who did that.
But I thought that was his thing that he created when he put the thing
That
onto
was
the
Sage.
thing.
That
was
Sage.
Sage, right?
Yeah, that was Sage.
That's his invention.
Yeah,
I feel like
but,
there was no
okay.
relationship though.
No,
But I
so
feel like
listen,
okay.
wait, just hear me out real quick. So I can see both sides, right? Um, so I'm on the offense or on the side to where like I was kind of in the middle to where like even from the main cutscenes I could kind of see the relationship. Now obviously I wish it was a little bit more developed, but I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it. I do wish they could have handled, and I don't know if you guys did this or not, but the um the memos, the egg memos.
Bro, that's what bothers me so much. Why the hell
true.
are you putting that in memos instead of making that in game?
I think it's cool. I don't think it should have been where you should fish for them. If like, I think you should have been able to find them like you know like around the islands and stuff. I think that would have been better. It would have helped because honestly, I feel like I might have been the only person in existence, bro, who just did not find Big into the end of the game. But
Boy, bro,
but
I'm sorry.
I don't know what I was on, bro. But for people who would have went the whole game without those memos, like it would have. And even then, I mean, I see that you're kind of still kind of like on the fence, like just about Eggman and her relationship, but um, it definitely fleshes it out more. In my opinion, especially kind of going back and finding all of them, it fleshes it out more, and kind of just seeing like how he views her and stuff, and even deeper in, like, you know, he, you just see those feelings kind of develop. So I do agree. I do wish it was a little bit more developed because all they do is show memories from
Bro, he was so
in
cold to her
cyberspace.
in every cutscene, and in the end, when she like sacrificed herself, sorry, really, he's like, like,
No. Bro, he was. I think I saw that too. I think.
So there's two cutscenes, right? I think where you can kind of see the shit. So she Eggman talks about Orbot and Cubot. He was like, "Yo, this is a change of pace from Orbot and Cubot," and she was like, "Well, technically, are they like my brothers or whatever?" And he was like, "I guess you could kind of look at it, look at it as that." And the second cutscene to where like he I don't think it's directly after that, but obviously she's saving him from all the threats in cyberspace, and he's like, "Yo, like I'm proud of you. Like you're doing your
I
thing
saw
and stuff."
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So even again, I wish it was more of that in game like mandatory cutscenes. It is there. I wish it was more though. I get what you're saying, and I wish again the memos weren't tied to big
There
like
was so
fishing.
many memos, bro, that could have been in the game itself. It bothers me so much, dude. Like, you have no idea how much it bothers me, bro. All that space in memos really could have made up for a good backstory for her. Or even that scene where she's listening to Tails and Sonic have their conversation. She's like behind the wall, like about to cry. Then we have that song play. Like, dude, there could have been so much more behind that. I would have felt the weight of it. I just felt like the writing for her and her relationship with Eggman overall was just a little lazy as far as on screen.
I
I think that comes down to development time.
I low key disagree.
I can see.
Because here's
I
why.
see.
Okay, so back to
Much
Isha's point, right?
bro. Cook.
Why wouldn't she kill Sonic? I feel like she developed an admiration for Sonic on the very first island, so she did not want to kill him. After
I
that first time she tried to kill him, because she did already try to kill him, and I'm almost sure she thought she killed him after the first, like the very first
after he freaking got
angel that
cooked,
they fought.
he got thrown to the.
I thought, I'm gonna be real, bro. I thought Sonic was cooked. That man flew into a wall, and I remember Devon saying something about like this being Dragon Ball Z, and that's the first thing I thought of. Like I was like, this man got body slammed into a wall. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. Then she was watching him from a distance and watching him help all these things and do all these things and talk to all his friends. She never had any of that. So she's going to keep watching and feeling admiration for these things. So that's why she never decided to kill him. She was just like, I'm going to let the cards play out. It's going to be really sad to watch, but she'd rather do that.
I do think that's why he was saying though he wishes it was like more of a backstory, like actually showing and not telling, right? Like I get what he's saying with that. Again, I'm kind of like on both sides.
Say that
I
is the
think
case, bro. It's like, you know, kind
for
of
what
let us know she's doing that instead of like giving us memos type shit, dude.
She was watching him the whole time. No,
I think
No, I meant
no. She was, but the Eggman because as Eggman was in cyberspace, because you remember in the first cutscene, he pressed his little button so he kind of like talked into. So I think that's where the memo kind of like from.
Oh, so you just don't like the memo system at all?
I think it was.
Should have been
I thought it
system
was.
sucks so much, bro.
I
Okay,
thought
that
it
makes
was
sense.
neat.
That's
I
a
thought
better
it was
argument.
neat. I just don't think it should have been handed or held behind Big's fishing. Like I feel like you should have been able to find it like yourself. I think
No, in terms of the memo system, I have to agree with Isham. And the reason is because, okay, I'm about to sound like a crazy nerd, bro. They do the same thing in Genshin, and that's why I hate Genshin. Stop hiding good lore and good story behind books that no one wants to read.
Yeah, bro.
Just put it in the game. Don't be lazy. That's my thing.
You just struck a nerve right there.
I'm sorry, bro.
No, you're
I
good.
don't like. I agree with Isha in that point that information that's valuable and that tells a story should not be hidden behind books. Just tell the story.
Again, I think that just comes down to development time. I think it was just rushed, and that's probably what they kind of just alluded to. Otherwise, I think it would have been there. There's a lot of stuff that just wasn't there. But I know I get what you're saying, and I agree. But they really humanized Eggman. They humanized the hell out of him. There was a side of him that I never thought I kind of would see. It kind of makes me wonder, and just this whole story in general, like where the hell do you go from here, bro? Like it was, as far as with him and Sage, and
well, he did bring her back, so.
Well, no, he did, but I'm saying like, I don't know how I put this. I just wonder where it's gonna go. Like I don't know, like how, and maybe the next game will kind of, you kind of see more of, I kind of let whatever happens and stuff, but it kind of is what it is. But yeah, Sage, surprise, sacrificed herself, got blown up. Rest in peace for 15 seconds, dude. And that man brought her back. Something I didn't really notice until after. Freaking Sage is like, look after Eggman And this man Sonic just did, bro. Like that man didn't say nothing, and that man Eggman was like by himself. Like, yeah, my daughter just got blown up, bro.
What I liked
Like,
is that he kind of kept a backup for her. He didn't tell her that though. I don't think
mm,
he made that aware to her that he has like a copy of her kind of thing. He can, you know,
I mean, why would he tell her that? I mean,
but like as far as like his character, like it's something he would do though.
oh,
Like I
something
would
that he would
appreciate,
do.
yeah, like I would appreciate that.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah.
I like Sonic's lines in between running in the open world. He mentions other characters in game. He mentions Shadow, Rouge, Omega, Cream and Cheese, and another character that's from the comics, which kind of threw me off. I forgot their name.
Tangle, yeah.
That's something I was not expecting to hear
That's so.
whatsoever.
I mean, and again, Ian Flynn, who wrote like I think he wrote more so the dialogue for the game.
So is
Instead of,
that
like
canonized as far as the main franchise?
If
I
he said
don't.
it in game, I consider it canon.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, I mean, again, Ian Flynn, he writes the IDW comics. Um, so I can say that's something he kind of wanted to happen, but
That's
they even mentioned
crazy.
Sticks.
Yeah, bro, that's
They
crazy.
even mentioned Sticks. Um, so I'm kind of
That
like,
completely threw me off the rails, bro.
so it's I'm all for it. I'm not hating on it.
I'm hating on it.
No, no,
No, I'm kidding.
oh no, but yeah, I'm all for it.
Imagine
But
they
yeah,
make Sticks
outside of the
playable in
story,
the future, bro. That would be
we're
crazy.
moving on to really.
All right, so
What happened to Relly? What happened with me?
No, bruh.
we're going on
Wait,
to
give us wait. Is literally Evangelion, but the Sonic version.
what?
Think about it.
No.
Sage is
What do you
Ray.
mean?
They put Sage in as Ray, and Eggman could be as like Shinji's dad, right? Dr. Ikari. That makes sense to me. And then Sonic is like Shinji having to fight the angels.
Doesn't
And then
that
everyone
story
else
have a
and then
really...
everyone's in the show. Yes, and everyone in the show is depressed, just like all the characters in this thing.
That
Think
is
about
fact.
it, bro.
Everybody is.
They low-key just took. They quite literally took Evangelion and put it in Sonic.
Doesn't everybody die in the end?
No, that's in like the story keeps going, like canon wise, it keeps going. That's why there's like a movie and all that other garbage.
Okay.
Bro, that's kind of fucked. Holy shit.
They even use Ray's voice actor for Sage.
That is true. I did see that actually.
Wow.
I did. Yeah, that is true.
English,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. Don't disrespect her. Yeah.
Yeah, I played in Japanese. Sorry.
Oh, that's why. So you didn't get the feeling. When I heard, when I heard Ray, first thing I said was 10 out of 10 game.
Oh, you snap.
And then when I saw the first angel, I was like, yep, this is gonna be Evangelion. And I saw Knuckles of all people depressed. I was like, yep, here it is. There we go. All the characters are depressed. It's off to a good start. I was feeling it.
That's crazy.
But
That's crazy.
moving on.
We're gonna talk about the boss fights, Supersonic, one of my favorite parts of the game. What do we think, guys?
What do I think? The best boss fight in the game was the second one.
Bro, I agree 100%. The Wyvern was crazy. To travel around that same island in the air that you were traversing through for like the last hour and a half, bro, one of the greatest aspects.
The
ever.
music was amazing.
But the music,
that was
bro.
amazing.
All the music for all
of the cinematics.
Wait,
beautiful.
bro. What's your favorite song out of the boss fights? Not including the last one because that one was kind of whack.
I still say the second one.
Even the last one was pretty good.
I heard it too many times before the game dropped.
That. Oh, you talking about I'm Here? I thought you were talking about the very last one. Like,
Oh,
the
no.
end, the end. That is true. I don't really like I'm Here like that though. That's hard, bro, because they're all good. Literally, they could all be the final boss for another game.
Bro, these are songs straight off an album, bro. These don't sound like regular songs you put in game, bro. These are like straight off an album, bro.
Nah, I ain't gonna. It fits, bro. It fits.
Bro,
I think.
crazy.
So the first one. Okay. I don't even. Oh man, the first one probably had me the most hype. I would say just because that's kind of how it started off. Like I knew it was gonna happen, but in the way it kind of happened, and once the beat dropped, I'm like, yo, like, nah, this is different, bro.
Yeah.
So that was, that was the hype. It's the second one. I'm like, okay, I was not expecting it to be the QTEs, bro. I'm a sucker for that too. The Wyvern where Sonic like kicks like all the missiles. He puts all the missiles in the one and kicks it into
Bro,
That was so
Wyvern.
tough,
I
dude.
was
Or where
done,
he
bro.
freaking throws them into
That's
the
why it's
mountain.
my favorite one, bro.
No,
I
I
was just
freaking
like,
lost my. But no, but listen. Just wait a second.
so good.
So when y'all were growing up, did y'all play any of the the Flash Sonic games? Did you play Final Fantasy Sonic?
Yeah, I think I did.
I don't
Okay,
remember. I don't think so.
I doubt that it's a reference to that. But when Sonic when he cuts Knight in half at the end of Chaos Island with the red sword, it really reminded me of that. I feel like first of all, everyone who's watching this, they're gonna get this if you played Final Fantasy Sonic when you were a kid. Um, but literally, and I wish when I recorded my playthrough, I wish I just wasn't in a room with people because I had to be quiet a little bit, bro. But I was like, there's no way there's no way he picks this up, bro. I'm like, he gonna pick it up and then he side looped it and he cut him in half. Bro. I'm like, nah. I was like, this game got it, bro. But Wyvern, I think. Oh my god, y'all gotta go, bro. I'm gonna let y'all talk because I'm gonna keep going off on
The
a tangent.
I said
Wyvern
what I had
was
to say.
so fun, bro. That was the most fun. Bro, I literally took my time doing that because I enjoyed flying and fighting and dodging missiles constantly, bro. It was so intense. Like, it did not die whatsoever. And then the swinging him and then the quick time events, bro. It felt so good, bro. I think at first when I did it, I was like messing up entirely because I didn't realize that the parry you had to hold it instead of timing it by itself. That was my fault.
That
But
that sucks. That sucks though.
I know. I
I'm gonna
learned that
go
off the. I learned that off the first island.
no,
After the first boss, I learned that I was like, oh, you have
no.
to, because I was trying to like time it. That's what I was thinking. It was like a quick time
That's
was
what
like
I
you had
do.
to time it. So I kept. When you were watching my stream, you were like, bro, why aren't you doing the block? I'm like, bro, I promise you on everything I love, I'm pressing these buttons. But then when I held them, and it was working, I was like, oh,
Nah,
you gotta like just hold it.
nah. That sucks. I wish. I wish we could have. It would have been more, I guess, skill based to where you could, especially if you were playing on hard mode. I wish you'd have been able to kind of like time it because like at first, for a minute, once I found out that like you could just hold it, I'm like, damn, bro. Like,
yeah, I was playing on hard mode too, bro. So like the minute I realized I can just hold it, the game went completely easy for me. I was like, wow.
so I was like,
Okay.
nah. I mean, I didn't struggle on any of the Titans, which is, I mean, not that I'm surprised, but um, I was just having such a good time during the whole time. Like, I'm surprised I just didn't get distracted, bro. Because literally every Titan song, again, every Titan and every song for the
That's pretty crazy.
that much on the boss fights that much. I think, which is it was crazy to me because I was just so hyped during the whole time. Like I really wasn't even paying attention anymore. Freaking during Giganto, I got smacked like 50 times, bro. Because like I wasn't just timing the punching. When
Really
he was
died
like
on
punching me in
stream, bro.
Yeah, what?
I didn't even.
You
What'd
died
I
to
do?
Supersonic on stream, bro. He ate you, bro.
What was this? Wait, was this the first boss fight?
This was the first boss fight when you got clapped.
Bro,
'Cause
that
you
shit
did-
was so dumb. Cause I didn't know how many rings you needed to beat it, bro. So I went in there, I gathered like 100 rings, like that was it. I grabbed 100. I'm like, okay, you need 100 to transform to super. I got my 100 and I went to the boss fight. I was like, cool, we lit, bro. It don't even last long. Like the boss fight is too long for 100 rings. So I was like, well, I
The
guess I gotta
first one,
get
the
more
first one, I can
rings.
agree because you honestly, when I went into it, I didn't even have that many moves, so I was kind of doing the same thing, and it wasn't doing that much
Yeah,
damage. So I mean, I can see, but again, once I parried, and this man freaking did a shadow clone jutsu,
started cooking, bro.
and then that man started, yeah, that man was cooking, bro. I was like, oh no, and then even with Knight, bro, he was giving Knight the hands. We need to power scale this man, bro. I don't know how strong this dude is, bro. But that man was throwing hands the whole game.
I have not seen that in a Sonic game.
But again,
So
I think for me, Sonic is about spectacle sometimes, even in the classic games, bro. Um, like for example, Adventure, Speed Highway. You're literally running down the side of a building, like running away from the cops, crashing into like glass and stuff. Adventure Two, City Escape. You're literally like running away from the cops. You jump out of a building, jump out of a helicopter. I mean, um, snowboarding down San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like it really gave me those adventure vibes, like during that game. And again, bro, adventure fanboy. I'm gonna eat that up every time. But nah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was like, where the hell do you go from here, bro? Like in these balls, I, man, if they freaking top this, I
Bro,
don't
they
know,
can do
bro.
so much with this, and this. I mean, I mean, that particular conversation will be completely off topic if we go on basis with that. But I mean, they could really build so much off of Supersonic's gameplay alone, and don't even like have to be Supersonic to do that kind of stuff. Imagine like a player versus player experience with that kind of stuff, bro. That would be insane.
We would have been playing freaking Dragon Ball Z for real,
Dragon Ball
bro.
Zero for real, dude.
Tenkaichi
Like,
3.
it's crazy.
Like I gotta stop. I gotta stop talking about this, bro. Because I'm gonna keep going, bro. Best part of the game, hands down.
I agree. I feel like that was the best part of the game. The music is what my favorite thing
okay.
about the game
So
alone.
okay, so favorite song of the three?
Of the three,
Yes.
the second one, the Wyvern
Okay.
boss. I think the song is called "Break Through It All."
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
my. I put in order. The second Wyvern, Giganto, Knight.
That song was fire.
They're all so good though.
Yeah.
I don't have an order, but second one my
they're,
favorite.
they're all so good, bro. I'm gonna go Knight. It's so hard, bro. Knight's number one, Giganto's number two, and Wyvern's number three.
It's.
But they're all so
I'm
close.
reading a lot of reviews. People really love the Knight soundtrack.
It's the guy who sung Infinite's theme.
Wait, what?
The guy from who sung Infinite's theme from Forces. He's the one that was rapping that song.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's hard, bro. It's interchangeable.
Hey man, you know they moved on from Crush 40, and now they got Kellen Quinn, bro. That's crazy,
I'm not gonna lie,
dude.
bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I seen a comment that was like, "Yo, we don't need Crush 40 anymore." And that kind of hurt, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Crush 40, they can come back, bro.
Bro,
but-
I feel you, bro. But it's like these three songs, bro.
Oh,
they
no.
live up to everything Adventure
Oh no,
was, bro.
for sure. These songs are in Live and Learn.
They're in that turn.
Out of the Wind. They're in that tier. I would give it that, absolutely. It just hurts, Loki, that like we finally got something that was just on their tier. So it's in good hands. We're good. We gotta move on, bro. I can't keep going.
I think we had touched based on everything we wanted to talk about as far as like gameplay, cyberspace, story, supersonic. That's pretty much all we had written down as far as what we were gonna go through on our full review of Sonic Frontiers.
Okay.
Sonic, Sega Sonic team did put out a tweet about some 2023 expansion coming soon with a jukes box mode, challenge mode, some more levels, gameplay, and characters. Sage, Tails, Knuckles, Amy. I'm assuming all four of them, they were on the screen for that. At the time of this recording, they did release it like 2 days ago. What do you guys think?
I'm hyped, bro. Again, this is like kind of prove that they're actually trying.
Yeah, I did not expect them to build off of this game. I thought this was a single title at all.
What,
I
bro?
didn't-
What?
no.
Oh no,
I did.
I did not. What's
They
going on?
have this game. Yo, this is why I like open world games, bro. You can do whatever you want. There is no one to say they can't do that, and that's why I knew they were gonna build off this game, bro.
They said
they
new
could-
story, so I really want to know what they're gonna do with that.
New stories means new characters. I mean, they're gonna probably add Shadow. They're probably gonna add Silver. We're probably gonna get everyone we want to see in this game. They're probably gonna let us be like outside the world and like Chaos, or not Chaos Island. Where was Knuckles at in the preview in the trailer? We'll probably get to go there.
Angel Island.
Angel.
Island is what I meant. Yeah, bro, they could do whatever they want, and that's what I'm ready for. I'm ready for them to just stop, like, not restrict themselves and just go for it. and just send it.
Yeah, I think that for one, I feel like this is, and it's not perfect by any means, but I believe that this is kind of a love letter and a kind of a low-key an apology, just kind of just what we've kind of just gotten in the past. You can see it in a
Yeah.
lot of this game. You know,
Especially with
even
certain
if
cutscenes, yeah,
e-
for sure.
even if you don't like the cyberspace and stuff like that, but you can tell that they're trying, like they're genuinely trying, and that's honestly all I care about, to be honest. And
Hmm.
even like you said, the DLC that they're coming out with, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It might be top three Sonic games for me. I won't lie. I won't lie, bro.
Oh
I'm I,
shit!
I might still be in the honeymoon phase, but
That's
is
crazy.
but
It's not
well,
in your top three?
once the DLC comes out,
Yeah,
for sure we
Ish, what would it need? What would this game need for it to be in your top three?
my top three:
What would it need from you?
Shadow.
I did not knew that. I don't even know
you
how
better
I
get the
asked it.
mod.
Yeah, you might as well get the mod. I mean,
No, I
play the
meant
mod.
like them putting Shadow in
Oh,
game
them
with his
putting it
own
in.
move set, his own storyline. That would be kind of crazy, wouldn't it, bro? I would appreciate
I,
that a lot.
I could bet any kind of money they are gonna do it. They're gonna do it, bro.
They better do it, bro.
They can do whatever they
So
want.
I won't
okay,
suffice for a mod. I need the real thing.
But if
so
modders can do it, why can't they? They could do it, bro. They'll do it.
The
what?
mods put in Shadow's moveset in Frontiers.
Hmm?
They gave Shadow a moveset in Frontiers for a mod.
No, I mean it's
No,
real, like
no.
so they have Shadow with his own animations and
Oh,
stuff
Yeah,
and like
but
voice
like,
lines, but I mean the moveset is still Sonic's. So
I'm saying that what I was saying that if modders can do it, the devs can definitely also do it.
oh yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
that I think they're trying to. I mean, they definitely can. I think they're trying to just
Oh, dang it.
figure things out, kind of like one step at a time. Even though I mean, Sonic and Shadow, they're not the same, but similar to each other than everybody else in the series. So I wouldn't think it'd be that hard, but I think these, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and maybe even Sage is gonna be playable. Um, I think they're the ones who are just in the spotlight right now. Maybe moving forward, if they do, I'll be shocked. But just what I've seen from the roadmap, I don't think they will. Um, but one step at a time, bro. I really feel like we're in the renaissance right now.
Yeah. So,
So
we got all that out of our system. Final thoughts on the game. What do you rate it on a scale 1 to 10? Tell us.
who
Did I
wanna go
say
first?
8 before? I think I'm sticking with my 8. Oh, wait. I need my light. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that is going to be it from us. Make sure you guys, if you guys made it this far in the video, please leave a like and subscribe and a comment down below. What are your thoughts about how you feel about the game so far? What you are expecting from Sega to release more from Sonic Frontiers? And be sure to check out our other content. We have a TikTok page, an Instagram page. So make sure you guys go check that out as well. Also, you can follow me and Ish down there. Down there. I don't know where you're at on the screen. You can follow me and Ish on Twitch as well. We're going to be doing a lot more Sonic Frontiers gameplay and other games as well. So be sure to check us out, twitch.tv/SirFlexAlot with 2 X's, 2 L's, and twitch.tv/Ishi_. There we go.
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, stay tuned, y'all. Yeah.
All right. See you in the next video, guys.